Hi, hello everyone. Shiva here once again from Scalperpros. Today we are going to be talking about most crucial topic which many people who have been entering into the FNO space has been talking about. Should I be a buyer or should I be a seller? Option buying versus option selling. Which is going to be good for you? Which is going to be like not a product which is not going to be good for? Today we are going to deep down into that and we are going to see whether option buying or selling, which is going to be interesting for you. Let's go into the video. There have been several discussions which has been going on for ages in terms of option buying and option selling. Many people say option buying is like a strategy which will definitely kill a buyer. Many people say one day of bad timing, the sellers will lose a lot of fortune. Yes, both buying and selling has pros and cons. It is about choose what is going to be suitable for you. If you are a small player who are getting into the market with 10 or 20,000 or 50,000, what is going to be like unsuitable to you? Yes, you can do like in selling, but in terms of selling, whether you will be able to do an hedging using a small capital, I don't think so. That's possible. But if you're a buyer, if you are able to identify the right kind of a mindset and the right entry, you will definitely be able to make intraday gains and then quickly exit a position. Yes, we will be going in detail about buying as scalper as well, but that's not going to be today. But today, our topic is going to be more about the pros and cons of option buying and selling. Option buyers, typically they say the ones who are going to be feed their profits into the sellers. Yes, who does create these positions? It's mostly by the sellers, right? So when the sellers are creating the position, they are the ones who will be providing an opportunity for the buyers to buy it. If there are no buyers, there is not going to be sellers. Every product has to have a buyer. To sell the product, you have to have a seller. So both are ideally important. But for me, you can choose whether what is going to be suitable to you. I would honestly say, if you're a small retail player, you needed to know your strength. If you are someone who knows that, okay, I can buy something and make a quick buck and then exit the market. If you are that kind of a category, go for an option buying. If you feel that, no, I have a large capital and I know how to manage my risk and I know how to average my position and I know how to exit and cut my losses as well. Or if I know if I can get a profit, I can keep trailing it. Then you can go for an option selling. I'm not going to say whether option buying is good or option selling is good. Both are equally good as long as you know how to manage your risk and how to know without having any greed, when you are in a good profit, how to control and cut your profits and be happy with whatever the money which you make. Yes, being an option buyer, first and foremost, you don't require large capital. If you wanted to buy like in a particular strike at a 50 rupees or 100 rupees, all you would require is just pay the premium into the multiples of the lot size. You will be able to buy it. Even a person who is having like a 10,000 or 20,000 will be able to trade it with a single lot using an option buying strategy. But if you're a seller, with the current SEBI rules and the margin requirements, you will require a large capital even to short one lot in the futures or in the option segment. So first and foremost, you need to know which is going to be suitable, whether option buying or option selling. Option buying, yes, even a small player with a small capital can trade. Option selling, you needed some funds, and at the same time, in case if the trade goes against you, you needed something to do your adjustment as well. Option buyer, first and foremost, you need to enter the market with a clear mindset. What is that which you are going to accomplish? Whether it is going to be a small target or a big target, and if once you achieve it, try to exit the market. Most of the time, people lose or give it back to the market when they would have made the morning profits in the morning. They would have made like a good chunk using like a small capital of 25,000. They would have made 2,000 rupees, which is almost like 10% of their capital. But still, they look at the fellow traders who has come 25,000 and 50,000 and a lakh of profit. They think that, okay, if that guy can do it, I can also do it. But his risk management and his capital size would be totally different to what you have been trading. He would have been trading with like 1 crore capital to get a 1 lakh profit. That is 1% for him. Well, for you, you already got 10%, which is more than the bank FD, which is going to be giving it to you in a year or two with the current FD scenario which exists in India. But many of us do not even look at the way we look at the profits. We always look at the fellow trader. If he is able to make 10, 20, 35,000, we also try to do the same thing. Just look at the percentage in terms of how much you wanted to make it. If it is going to be 1, 2%, have a small target. And you will see your growth is your capital is going compounding every month. Imagine a small target. Being an option trader, if you are able to do it consistently, you will be able to be amazed to see what is the kind of accomplishment you have done after 6 months. So option buying has its own an advantage. Option selling, yes, you have a huge potential. Why? When the sellers create their position, what is their primary intention? When you are selling a product into the market, you wanted to buy that product back at a higher cost? No way. You wanted to buy it at a lower cost. It is similar to how if you are going and purchasing a TV in a showroom, they will be selling a cost of the TV at around 50,000. And once you take the TV out of the showroom, next day, if you wanted to go and replace the TV, do you think they will be buying it back from at the price at which you bought? Anything which has come out of the showroom will lose its value. It is similar to that. Sellers, when they sell the product, they know they have a time as their advantage. By the time it goes to the expiry, the product will lose its worth. And when you are trying to buy the product back, they know they will be able to quote a price which will be very reasonable for them to buy it back. Some of the prices, say for example, someone would have sold it at 500. And by end of the expiry, if it is trading below the intrinsic value, obviously it has to go to zero. So in that scenario, they will be able to buy it back at zero cost. They will be able to pocket the entire premium at which they sold the product. That's the advantage of being a seller. So yes, you can ask me whether the sellers don't make loss at all. Yes, they do make loss. The bigger risk that they take is when they are selling a product, they think that the price is not going to be moving beyond that particular range in that particular period. But in case if it goes higher, what they do? They try to adjust their position. If they have additional funds, they try to average their position. I'm not going to be saying you needed to keep averaging all your trades. No, not necessarily. You needed to know what is the level at which you will be able to cut your losses or book your profits. And at the same time, if the loss is going to be exceeding, then better to be prepared to exit your position. Yes, buyers, they do not have an unlimited loss, which many people think that the maximum you can lose is whatever the capital that you have deployed in that particular trade. But sellers, if you do not have a proper risk management, your loss can be unlimited. There have been scenarios. Look at a day wherein the corporate tax announcement came. On that particular day, the Bank Nifty was traveling somewhere around 26,700 odd. Okay, on that particular day, the sellers would have thought, okay, I'm not going to be seeing the Bank Nifty and traveling to 28,000 by end of this expiry. And people would have sold the strikes at 28,500 and 28,600 at 5 rupees and 10 rupees, which was trading at that level. Imagine if you would have taken 1 lakh quantity. For thinking that, okay, 5 rupees, 5 lakh, let me invest it. You would have required a huge margin. You would have invested it. If you'd have placed a stop loss on that particular day, you sold the product at 5 rupees and you went for a break for 1 hour. By the time NS came on the TV channel, announced a corporate tax rate cut, what has happened on that particular day? All the stocks started to zoom. The Bank Nifty prices started to climb like anything. And 28,500, which you sold it at 5 rupees, went to almost 900 bucks within few hours. If you have been selling a product on 1 lakh, on that particular day, your loss would have been 9 crores. Yes, you would have heard about a lot of traders, a lot of sellers who made huge losses on that particular day. The reason is, when the market moved quickly, you didn't have much of liquidity during that period. When there is no liquidity, even if you would have placed your stop losses, the price got frozen, and then when they released it, it moved above your stop loss prices. And if you would have not been in front of the system, because many traders place their stop loss in the morning as a seller and then just come and see it in the afternoon, whether it got triggered or not. If this is your bad day, imagine you would have made money on 300 days. This one day is enough for you to completely kill not only your capital, it would have like can completely make you bankrupt as well. So take a wise choice. I'm not saying that like you should not be a seller or you should not be a buyer. Even in this scenario, as a buyer, you would have made $1 million, or like you would have become a millionaire on that particular day if you would have just invested 1 lakh. Imagine if you'd have bought like 1 lakh worth of like 28,500 at 5 rupees. By end of the day, it went almost to a high of 900 rupees and closed somewhere around 500 odd. The next day, the same strike went to 1,500 rupees. That means 1 lakh capital would have gone to 15 crore if you would have been holding your position for just one day. Guys, this is all like and will happen once in a blue moon. That doesn't mean the buyers can keep investing it. That is where the people lose a lot of money. Most of the retail traders who gets into the market, they don't go for the quality. They always go for the quantity. They think that if I buy a FAR OTM, I'll be able to make much bigger money, but they lose a large chunk of money by paying into the OTMs. So for me, OTMs, out of the market. As an option buyer, be realistic. As an option seller, also be realistic. You needed to play according to your strength and according to the scenarios of the market. So with this, the debate will continue whether you needed to be an option buyer or an option seller. You know what is your fund allocation and what is your capital and how much is your capital, how much is your risk which you will be able to take. Based on that, decide that. Okay, with this, let the like an option buying versus selling like in garage continue. We will come back with another video which will make you interested in knowing a lot more about other things as well. Okay, until then, this is Shiva here signing off. Have a great day. See you in another video. Please like and do share our video. Thank you all so much. Hey folks, to join our Telegram channel and Twitter ID, please see the description link below. Also, we are available on WhatsApp for further enquiries.